I happened upon an article, I believe it was in a British paper, maybe it was Canadian, but it was called The Express. I think it's the British paper. And they did a short expose on a Canadian, a Jewish man by the name of Steve Maman, M-A-M-A-N. And he's president of a group he founded about the liberation of Christian and Yazidi children of Iraq, CYCI. And I read the story out loud to you, millions of patriots. And I thought to myself, if this gentleman is legitimate, I have no reason to believe he's not. And if his organization is legitimate, I have no reason to believe he's not. We need to help. And so I wanted to introduce you and myself to Steve Maman. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you, Mark?
I am very, very well. Now, you're going to be talking to more people than you've ever talked to in your life. And I want to know, and they want to know, what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because honestly, sir, I am prepared to open up my audience to you and to do everything we can to save as many of these little girls and women as we possibly can. So tell us about yourself and your organization.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you for giving us a platform on your show for CYCI. I started this project 8 months ago. I went to Iraq and looked at doing business in Iraq, and I found somebody who's actually my mentor in this mission. His name is Canon Andrew White. The surname is the Vicar of Baghdad. We became extremely close, and I saw his work with the persecuted Christians of the region, and I realized that if this man alone in the Middle East since 1998 has been there doing all of that, he must be somebody very special, and I was very lucky to have such a great contact and rapport with him.
Now, who is he?
He's the actual, Canon Andrew White is a fellow that has 13 doctorates. He's somebody who's actually in Baghdad and protecting the Christians with the assistance of 3 countries, Canada, USA, and the UK. His organization is the FRRME, which is very known. He's a world-renowned humanitarian worker. Mm-hmm. He actually inspired me into doing CYCI after I approached him when ISIS took over Iraq. And I told him, I'd like to go above what you do, and instead of helping the needy, I want to save the ones that were held back, hostage. And this is where it started. That was the initial reason or how I got involved into all this.
And what you're trying to do, and you're focused like a laser on it, I understand, is you're trying to buy these women out of bondage, these girls out of bondage, and save them from this hell that they're suffering under, correct?
Well, the word buy is not what we do. What we do is we negotiate their liberation through contacts. Canon White had one of the most respected security team in Iraq. It was actually trained and funded by the Pentagon. It's actually on his Wikipedia. It's pretty public information. We actually retained a few of those elements, and they actually work for CYCI now. They're on the ground, and they are the ones doing negotiation, and somebody very specifically being a hostage negotiator that was trained, and that used to work at the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. He's a Christian Iraqi fellow, and he became very close with us. And he's actually on the ground, and he represents CYCI there, and with his contacts that he made throughout the years, we have brokers inside Mosul, inside the Caliphate, that actually work out agreements and are in disaccord with what's happening to the Yazidis and Christians that are being held and treated the way they are. Whether being burnt alive, whether being decapitated or beheaded, or whether being used as sex slaves and repeatedly raped to the point where if they refuse, well, they get burnt or they get killed. We actually have a great rapport with those brokers, and this is where it happens, because those brokers actually negotiate the release with the people that hold these girls, and through negotiations, we actually pay them for their brokerage of liberating those girls on our behalf, and they deliver them to agreed, areas. And this is how these girls make it back to their families. That's exactly how it happens.
Now, you've been doing this for 8 months, correct?
Yes, I started 8 months ago by myself, my wife Muriel and myself, as well as a few people on the team of Canon White. And it's evolved so much. We had 102 children that we had taken out on our own, and women. And we started realizing that if we actually had help from the public, we would actually do much more. So we started CYCI on the 25th of June, 2015. We structured it, and it's doing great. We've raised $250,000 Canadian till now, and we've taken out another roughly 30 girls since then.
And you're set up under the laws of Canada, is that correct?
Of course, yes. We sent you a PDF with the...
I know, but I need you to talk to the audience.
Yes.
So you've set this up under the laws of Canada, so...
Definitely, yes.
Okay. So if people make a contribution, I'm just curious, you have a contribution, a donate tag on your website. What do they get back? Do they get some kind of notice or something like that?
Yes, they get a notice, and then for the Canadian residents, it'll follow up with a receipt that's tax deductible. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the article said it costs $1,000 to $3,000 to liberate somebody. Is that correct?
Well, yes, the prices are from $1,000 to $3,000. That's correct. It depends on the age.
And you're thinking, look, I can get more girls out of there if we just had more money.
Well, Mark, I got to tell you, my issue is not getting the girls. We have offers of getting 100 girls at a time. The problem is the funding. Our problem is getting enough funding in order to be able to keep up at the pace of the brokers that are actually offering the girls.
No, that's what I'm saying. So if you had more money, you can get more girls out.
Definitely, yes. We actually approached Oprah Winfrey and Elie Wiesel. We sent them FedEx packages to their offices. We haven't heard back from them yet, but I hope to have some great news.
Well, the reason is, I'm guessing, is for the reason I'm asking. They don't know you, and they don't know who you are. That's why I'm doing this interview, so more of the country and the world will know who you are and what you're doing. And really, it's thanks to that article that I just happened upon. Was only a couple paragraphs talking about you. People can go to your site and they can see what you're doing. What do you have on your website? You've sent us and you have pictures of some of these people, right?
What we do is that we actually blur the faces of the young women, etc., so they don't obviously live, other humiliations. We actually hide their names. CYCI has actually put together, like the United Nations, forms. We have forms where we do fingerprinting. We take their names. We take all their information. We take information about their captors. Eventually, these people could get tried in tribunals. We have their names. We find out if there were other girls in those same households that were also held when they were liberated. So we get a lot of information, and we actually photograph and videotape all of these steps, so people could actually, they could actually live the moment, and we videotape it, and we have actually only published 2 of those videos actually till now, but we have so many, and this is how we do it. We try to document it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm. Your background is as a businessman, correct?
Yes. My specialty is vintage collector cars. Yes, I'm the curator of the Demers car collection, which is comprised of 675 cars, which I put together in the last 20 years, yes.
Mm-hmm. And Schindler, Oscar Schindler, you feel that is sort of, that movie, that man, that kind of is what motivates you, right? Well, you want to pay back, I believe the article said.
Yes, Mark, you see the movie. I see the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem, Yad Vashem, where his name is actually in the... He's been named the righteous of the nations. 1939 to 1945, if you permit me to say, the Jews had to wait 6 years after 6 million of them disappeared in order for the world to react. And the excuse was, we did not know. Yes, there was no internet, no telephones, no cell phones. I could understand. 2014, 2015, the Yazidis have been living a level of horror which is more barbaric than what the Nazis were doing at a level of punishment and a level
Well,
of...
you know what, I don't necessarily agree with that, but that doesn't really matter. They're barbaric, no question about it.
Barbaric. I mean, and you know what, the world still is not reacting. So I decided I'm not going to wait 6 years. I'm going to act today. I'm going to do what I can. If I could take out 10 children, well, so be it. If we're at 130 now, and eventually it'll be 140 tomorrow. We got 10 more. So it's the mission is blessed. I got to tell you, we've been blessed. We've been blessed with incredible support. The donators have been, and the supporters have been incredible.
Well, I want to help you out, and my audience wants to help you out. I'm certainly no Oscar Schindler, but you've taken the lead on this, sir, and I like what you're doing. You're not just talking, you're not just ringing bells, you're actually trying to get something done here. I'm so sick to my stomach reading these stories of what's happening to these people. It's so disgusting. It's so disgraceful.
Mark, we had two options. We had an option to actually do what everybody does, which is humanitarian aid, feed the hungry in Iraq, send them clothes. It's needed, yes, I agree. But before saving the ones that are already saved, what about the ones that are held back? I figured nobody was taking care of those, and I pinpointed the mission towards saving the ones that were left back. Because if we don't get them out, you and I know what's going to happen. The United States and the Peshmerga, they're getting ready to attack Mosul in the next few months. These people are going to actually use these children as human shields to try to protect themselves while they're shooting at the forces opposing them. Mm-hmm. And what's going to happen? They're all going to die at the end. They're going to be collateral damage. And tell me, at the price of $3,000 or $2,000 for the negotiating of a human being, do you really think that people should be standing idle? I don't. This is why I'm acting, and I hope everybody follows me in what we're doing. We have a great structure for it, and the people will actually see their names. They're going to see the people that we liberate. They're all documented. We keep it all.
All right, let's do it. What is your website? Tell the world.
So Liberation Iraq, www.liberationiraq.com. We have three means of receiving donations. The PayPal account, which is liberationiraq@gmail.com. Our second option is on the GoFundMe, the CYCI, and it's accessible through our website or through our Facebook page, CYCI, the Liberation of Christian and Yazidi Children of Iraq. There's videos there to see, and there's everything that you could want to know about us. Everything is on the website or on the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. And we will link to this as well on my social sites as well, on Facebook and on Twitter. Mark Levin Show Facebook, Mark Levin Show Twitter. And Steve, if I may call you Steve, we're going to want to bring you back in a few weeks or a month to get an update, okay?
Of course. Of course.
And I think we're going to raise some good money here and try and get some more of these little girls and these women out of there, out of that hellhole. And I want to thank you for what you're doing.
I really appreciate what you did, and actually for pledging out loud yesterday that you're going to help us raise $1 million. Let me tell you, it echoed all the way to Iraq. People read it on the internet today. We had emails coming out. Bless Mark Levin. Hopefully we're going to hear the public and we're going to see them act instead of remaining spectators. People are going to act. I feel it.
Well, I'll be making my own donation after the show. I'll be going online, and I would encourage all of you out there to take a look at the website and see if this is something you want to do. It's something I'm going to do. We want to get as many of these people out of there as humanly possible. And thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you very much. I'm available anytime. Thank you.
All right. Good luck. Good luck. And I'll be right back. LiberationIraq.com. Isn't that it, Mr. Producer? LiberationIraq.com. After the program, I will be donating. Any money we can give them to save some of these people is something that I think is a worthy cause. We've done our very best at doing our vetting, and even had one of my lawyers take a good look. And so I will be supporting the organization. I hope you can too. Yes, we want to do everything we can to help this organization, the liberation of Christian and Yazidi children of Iraq. You heard Mr. Maman, Steve Maman, the man who founded it. You heard how they work, saving Yazidi and Christian women and girls from ISIS rapists and murderers. And I've linked to that on Mark Levin Show Facebook, Mark Levin Show Twitter. You can go there directly. It's LiberationIraq.com, LiberationIraq.com.
Mark Levin.